So, welcome, welcome. I'm Annie Moyer. This is Sun and Moon Yoga's YouTube channel. It is the first day of February, and it is blanketed in white and glistening and cold and pretty bitter and damp. However, we have to find the beauty where we can get it. And I have been thinking about snowy angels and watching the kids in the neighborhood lying down and making their imprints in the snowy expanse on the ground. And what a lovely childlike expression of freedom to stretch out and make yourself known in the world. As a child, I don't know, I'm sure I didn't think of it in those terms. It just was fun to do, and it's fun to do as a grown-up too. But when I get some perspective on what is it that we're doing when we plop ourselves down in a snowbank and sweep our arms and legs out to the sides and then get up and look at the beautiful impression that our bodies made on the earth. I think it's about making ourselves seen, putting ourselves in a place, in a time, and expressing very explicitly, I am here and I was here and I made a difference. I don't know. I like the idea, so I'm going with it. I think about snow angels a lot, honestly, whenever I happen to be doing a jigsaw puzzle, which we've been doing a bit of that here. And I love the pieces that to me look like snow angels. That big, widespread reach, like wings, like four wings, two sets of them, really reaching out and saying, this is my place, and I have a special place that only I can go. This piece only has one natural spot on this spread of the puzzle. And we as individuals have one purpose, I believe, that we are here to fulfill, and we may not realize yet what it is, but we are unique and individual in that way. And in the yoga tradition, in these teachings, the suggestion is that while we are all part of one grand web of existence and humanity, and that web holds up the universe as a whole, so we are interconnected in that way, we also each have one particular spot in which to plant ourselves and make ourselves known and leave our mark. And ideally, the mark we leave is a compassionate benevolence in the world. So join me on your mat or just on any comfortable area on your floor. And we'll start standing with legs spread wide. Taking off my socks. Stand facing the long edge of your mat with your feet wide. And I'm in my cozy jeans. If you follow us on social media, you'll see we did a little piece yesterday about yoga in your jeans and how it doesn't matter what you wear. I talked about this last week too. So feet spread wide and arms spread wide, so that you are making your imprint in this moment, in this space. Reaching out, rooting down, and breathing in. And on a soft exhale, you ease into the next moment, the next cycle of breath. And then softly release the arms down. And on the next inhale, sweep them out and all the way up. Lift your gaze as you lift your heart. And exhale, fold forward, cascade down through the pelvis, the spine, the neck, the head. And then you can just dangle and grab onto your elbows or place your hands on something so you give a little extra support for your spine if that's appropriate. And then swing and sway, imagining that you are making an imprint in a snowy expanse. You are leaving your mark. You are declaring that you have been here and that you have mattered. And then pause at center and bend the knees just a little bit and roll up slowly. And then do it again. Inhale, sweep up, lift your heart, lift your gaze. Exhale, fall forward. Bend the knees a little bit on the way down, perhaps to ease the hamstrings and let the spine fall long. And then again, hold on to something and swing and sway. And pause at center. Bend the knees a touch and roll up slowly. Save your head for last. In my case, save your hair for last. And one more time, reach out wide, reach up tall, and then fall down soft, like you're landing in a welcoming bank of snow. And swing and sway. And breathe and breathe. And pause at center, and then slowly find your way back upright. Now reach out again, just wide. Turn your palms to face forward. And on your next inhale, reach up with one arm as you tilt over to the side and drop the other arm. And then on the exhale, reach a little further over to the side. So we're not turning the hips and twisting like we would in a triangle pose. We're keeping the whole front plane of the body level with the long open side of the mat. Just a simple lateral stretch. And then inhale, come back up, arms wide. Continue to the other side on the inhale until the top arm is straight. And then the exhale takes it over. And you can envision the imprint that this shape is making in the energetic plane behind you, and then as if it were a bank of snow underneath you. And then come back up and go over to the first side again, inhaling and exhaling. And then inhaling center and up, and exhale over to the other side. And inhale back to center. And this time soften the arms and let them go. So now turn the toes out a little bit, and we'll bend the knees slightly, turn the pelvis just a little bit at an angle, and then swoop the torso down to one side, and then across to the other side as you bend the other knee a little bit, and then up. And then once you get upright, go back down the way you came and over to the other side. Come upright. So you want to go slowly enough that you don't provoke a dizzy spell, and slowly enough so that you're truly making an intentional imprint on the energetic plane behind you, and imagining that that translates into a tangible imprint in the ground, as if you were lying in a bank of snow. You can be scoopy with the breath, eagerly drinking it in and gently letting it fall back out. And I'm just hanging my arms down, just letting them be. If you want to, you can lead the movement with the arms. You could bring it all the way up and back down. You know, there are very few rules here. The only rules I can think of are don't do anything that hurts yourself, be present for your breath, and enjoy the fullness of the experience. And keep your mind open enough to receive whatever wisdom arrives. And then come back down and pause at center. Hang your head. And then slowly upright yourself. Good. Palms together at your heart. Bring your feet together and stand tall. We'll do a little bit of a fun dynamic balancing exercise. So take one foot out to the side and then the other one. So you're coming back into a wide stance. And then choose one side to lean into, bend the knee a little bit, root down through the foot, and then take the other foot and sweep it up and perhaps grab your knee and then extend it back and stand tall. And then to the other side. You may need to do a little kickstand action along the way to keep your balance. That's a great plan. Or you may feel steady in the standing foot and you may be able to launch way up in one smooth aloft movement. I didn't quite get there on that side. Side to side. And once you get to that balance, that magical balanced point, pause there for a moment, make your imprint, feel yourself exist fully in that shape. And then find yourself back on 2 feet and bring them together, hands at the heart. We'll come down to a kneeling position now. And a little bit of padding under the knees is usually nice. So step one foot to the side. You're on the one knee. Other foot is kickstanded out with this knee bent. Arms wide. And we'll do similar movements to the ones we did when we were standing for lateral stretching, just over to one side. And you can lean as far into that bent knee as you like and back up, and then leaning away from it. You might feel called to straighten the leg and or reach this hand down. And you might be called to stay here. Just a few more times, side to side. Stay close to the experience of your breath. Another way of saying inhale and exhale and notice that it's happening. And then back up to center and invite this kickstanded knee back in and switch to the other side. And then same thing. Lean into it, reach up and stretch over. So I'm not really doing anything special with the pelvis. I'm just letting it turn ever so gently to this one angle and then releasing back up over to the other side. I'm just letting it be where it is. I feel a sense of ground through each sitting bone, reaching down toward the earth. And that's it. Simplicity as we make our imprint. And the more simple we make it, the easier it is to feel satisfied with it. You can luxuriate in the expansive stretch when you reach the end range of safe and easy movement. And then back up to center and invite the kickstanded knee back, hands together at your heart. Inhale, reach both arms up, and exhale, bring them down. And imagine now you're lying in a field of snow, making the imprint with your own special wings. Once more. And release. And now come to sit with your legs out wide, still facing the same direction. And if you've got a blanket there under your knees, you can take it, fold it up and make a little ledge for your seat, which makes it easier to keep the pelvis upright. Sitting tall. I like to take each thigh in hand and roll it inward, which helps keep the legs in neutral rotation, which goes hand in hand with the neutral seat of the pelvis. And once again, arms wide. And reach over to one side. And a delicate lateral bend is going to make sure that there's nothing that gets compressed around the sacrum and the lower back at the base of the spine. Side to side. Once again, making an imprint, leaving our mark gently and sweetly, angelically. I don't know if that's a word, angelically, turning angel into an adverb, going with it, side to side. And then next time you go to one side, continue the movement of the arm in the same direction so it begins a swooping action, and then over to the other side and back up, and then just continue on that same side in the same direction. A few repetitions. Leaving a new mark, creating a new shape, breathing inside of a new experience. And then back up to center and over to the other side, repeating in this direction now. And back up. Now lean back a bit, hands underneath the knees, slide the heels in, bend the knees, and then bring the feet together. Knees wide, sitting tall. A simple cobbler's pose, an upright seat, a new imprint in the moment. And now let the legs be as they are. Take your arms out, bend your elbows, and reach your arms up, and then slide the elbows down. Inhale, straighten arms, lift through fingers. Exhale, bend elbows, drop wide through the shoulders. A new imprint. And the next time you take the elbows out bent, turn the chest to one side and to the other side. Just a simple, easy upper body twist. Not much happening from the base of the ribs down. All the movement is emphasized in the upper torso, arms, head. And then back to center. Soft, 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 release the arms. And then bring the knees together. Give them a hug. Round the spine, drop the head. And now come onto your back, and ideally, if you have a blanket handy or a smooth surface, you put that underneath you. So I will unfold this blanket and lay it out. Start with knees bent, feet on the floor. Take a breath. Let it fall away. And now take arms out to the sides. And here we go, snow angeling the arms. Now it's a verb, snow angeling the arms. Out wide, up and back behind you with a long reach. And then perhaps all the way down by your sides and all the way out and back up, sliding on the ground. If you want to bend your elbows, you bend your elbows. If you want to keep your arms straight, keep your arms straight. It's your imprint, remember. Nobody else's will be exactly like it. Each of us our own our own special snowflake. And I say that on purpose. All right. And arms by your sides, release them down. Now take one knee, pull it into the chest, and take it out to the side, and then kick the shin out to the side, and then sweep the leg back down. And then make those same circles. Sometimes it's nice to guide the thigh with one hand. You can let the pelvis tip as much as you want when you take the leg out sideways. Okay? And then switch legs. Just a few times around and around. Tip the pelvis as much as you want. Bend or straighten the leg as much as you want. And then pull both knees into the chest and rock a few times from side to side. And now take your arms back behind you, feet to the floor, and cross one leg over the other, inner thighs touching. And then take the bottom leg and use that as a lever to pull the top leg over to its own side. So you're going into a twist. Turn your head opposite the knees. And pause. And now your top leg can be the lever to pull the bottom one back up. And then kick up the shin and switch sides. So inner thighs touching, legs crossed one over the other. Use the bottom leg as a lever to pull the top leg over to its own side. Turn your head opposite the knees and breathe. And then use the top leg as the lever to pull the bottom leg back up to center. Kick up the shin, foot to the floor. And now stretch the legs out long on the ground and arms behind you. And just stay here for a moment and breathe. And now here it comes, the full-fledged snow angel that we know and perhaps love. Arms wide, legs wide, out to the sides, and then back up. And just swaying as wide as you want to take it, as open as you want to be. Choose your imprint. And revel in it. You can let your head fall from side to side. And then pause when the arms and legs come back together on the long central line. And then bend your knees out like a frog. Slide your heels in as your elbows bend and slide down. And then make some imprints this way. And if you wanted to turn this into a longer practice, you could work one limb at a time and slowly add all the pieces together. You could work with changing the breath to coordinate and inhale one way or an exhale the other way. Because remember, it's your own imprint, and there is no other snow angel like you. And it takes all of us together to hold up this bright, wide, mysterious, and beautiful world. And then next time the elbows bend and the knees bend, bring everything together. Collect yourself up into a little snowball and roll from side to side. You can use your elbows like kickstands to brace your fall to the left and to the right. And then back to center and cross your ankles, grab hold onto something, and rock along the length of your spine. And then recross and rock a few times this way. And one last time, all the way up to sit. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your presence and your breath and your own unique imprint in this world. I so appreciate each of you. Have a wonderful day.